Okay, guys, welcome back. Today we're gonna talk about one of those pet peeves of mine because I've been breaking 23 years. That makes me old school, and there's a thing that's called bitter OG syndrome. So you can call this because when you ever see these footage of these older guys, and usually they're a lot older than me and breaking a lot longer than me even. They're always like, you think like, man, these guys kind of assholes. They're all like, man, the scene sucks now, and what is this? You guys don't get it, blah blah. Now I also have that a little bit with some things, right? How some things are, I don't like it so much, but I try to not be that guy about it. Don't be that like, man, it used to be better, this sucks and stuff, like, because it doesn't help you at all. Those feelings don't help you. Try to sort of adapt to what's happening. But there's one biggest pet peeves of mine, and that are the people not jamming and not ciphering at these battles and events and everything. So what is a cipher if you didn't know yet? So it's a circle of people that, when breakers go, there's a circle of people around and everybody jumps in, and there's also interaction with each other, right? They're not just doing runs. They're like responding to each other and looking at each other and having a good time with each other and dancing, right? So, but that's sort of, I've been to multiple events, and you would think it's a Holland problem, but I was at IBE this year and it was actually the same thing. So yes, there are like times that people go into the circle and dance. Usually it's sort of like a warm-up time almost to them, right? The MC says, okay, you guys, you have 15 minutes to warm up, and then they just go, right? Then they cipher a bit. And that is like basically it. And then after that, there's no ciphers anymore. There's no people jamming anymore. So if you look at that footage, you see, okay, sorry, that way probably. You see, like, okay, that was the little battle thing. And then you see me in an empty room. And you think, like, is that a practice spot? Actually, no, it wasn't a practice spot. That was the goddamn same room. That was the same event. The famous b-boys were there. Maybe not for you, depending from where you're from. But Style Invaders been making a lot of damage. They were there. And they kind of cipher, if you want to call it that, but they're just in the corner with their own crew doing runs. And then I try to interact with them a bit, no response, right? Just looking at you like, okay. And then underdogs, same thing. I actually try to battle them a bit, just, smiling but not going. And the reason, because I understand, I want to give these guys credit. They were in the final. So, kind of like, you don't want to battle before you go into the final. You don't want to go all out and basically give all your energy in advance. But the problem is that a lot of people just go to these jams, they do the battle. Okay, they didn't go through or they didn't win the battle. They just straight up go home. What's happening? That's not what a jam is about, right? It's about dancing and having fun and interacting with other people. So, yeah, and there were a lot of little kids that were actually doing that kind of, which I kind of love, right? Because I love when people are breaking. But you have to understand that, like, I'm old as hell, and I'm also on a certain level. So if I see kids struggling doing basic freezes, and then I destroy them with, better things, it's sort of not what you do, right? So, and it's also not that fun. I did try with some of the better kids, like, try to engage them, but yet again, they just don't go, guys. It's like, but there is sort of a solution. Find like-minded people like yourself, and try to sort of pull them with you to these jams, because that's the thing I had back in the day always, but the whole problem wasn't there. So back in the day, I always brought my own students and friends to these jams, and sometimes guys that did want to dance, and they went. They always ciphered, but the problem wasn't there, because when you went to something like IBE, there were non-stop ciphers and dancing going on, and you saw some of the best thing in the world. Instead of what happening now is that you go there, and there's like, okay, guys, you can circle now for half an hour, okay, and then 2 hours nothing, and then an event, and 2 hours nothing. So it's totally different. And you're missing the essence of b-boying, in my opinion. So guys, rant over. I just had to say it. This pisses me off so much, because sometimes, like, I try to battle people, I try to engage people sometimes to go right. They just don't go, guys. And I kind of think that's a bad thing. See you next time.